Hi. So in one of my recent sessions, I've been working with a person that has the case of a walk-in and a walk-out. And as you know, the walk-in is basically the more advanced and enlightened soul that comes here and changes with the person that wants to leave. And the person that wants to leave is called the walk-out, by now. So anyway, there's so much I want to tell you, because with my experiences when I get a body, when I scan these people, when I scan their experiences, I learn a lot. And today's was or yesterday was one of those moments where I was like, whoa, this is interesting. I've never thought of it. I never heard about it, but Rich and I we were working together, and he was using Fathom Meter for reads and stuff, so we were knowing what to look into more, and found some amazing stuff. So a walk-in, when you would look at this whole station, is basically advanced being that can come here, and they have a great goal, they have more abilities, and they come here to make changes, or just for their purpose, for their mission, whatever. And usually as a walk-in, you have a back door. It's like when you look at the whole incarnation or reincarnation, when a being comes on Earth, or they reincarnate, they make agreements. They make agreements of what's their life going to be like, their limitations, different things, because it's sort of rule. You have to agree to certain things to be here. And that's the system. You just sort of have to deal with it. Now, walk-in is a back door. You come in, and it's not just like reincarnation. You just choose a vessel and you exchange, and that's it. You don't have to agree too many things. And you sort of you're just using the sidewalk. There's no one's gonna notice you, and you're safe, and you just take the body that has some agreements, but you don't necessarily have to play with it unless you can talk with a person who wants to leave, and you make a deal with him, oh, you want me to watch after your family, you want me to be with your kids, you want me to be with your wife, you want me to be with your husband, whatever the case might be. And yesterday's session, basically, there's so much I want to tell. It's sometimes a bit overwhelming when I talk, and I just get excited and talk a lot fast and a lot and stuff. But a person in the childhood has an incident with, to spare the details, he gets an incident and he gets unconscious for a few days. And in that incident, basically, the walk-in situation happened. And one of the interesting things is that it's not a case of a free will. It's not hey, we're gonna exchange souls, I'm gonna take your body, I'm gonna be here, fulfill my mission, and we'll see you next time. No. It was a case of where spirit guides were actually the entities. They were playing for the dark side, pretending to be the good ones, and they're gonna, of course, be really nice, be really friendly. They can get that nice vibe. They can get make you feel safe, they can tell you a story. And for entities, it's all about deception. If they can lie to you, and if you're gonna believe they're lying, if you're gonna buy it and play by the rules, then they've got you. And that's what happened to the person, the walkout. Basically, the person who's unconscious, his soul is still there, it's just pitch black, maybe he's out of body, exploring. And at that moment, these beings come over. They look really nice because these archons, entities, they can put on a very nice face. They can put a face of your loved one, a face of someone you would feel oh, look, it's a cat, I love cats, and this doggy, wow, and they put a face that you would feel comfortable with, and, whatever you would really believe in. But basically, that entity has a kind of conversation, pretending to be a spirit guide, hey, I know your life, we've been in contact, I've been guiding you, and, we're just gonna make sure that, hey, go with us. Why would you want to be here on Earth? It's just suffering. Your childhood isn't that fun anyway. We can make it more fun. We can go play. Hey, come play with us a little while, and once we're done, you can go back and take this body if you want. And the being's oh, sure. It's while instead of laying here unconscious, the body cannot move. Of course, I'm gonna go play with you. So the person makes agreement. His soul leaves, and all it was just a mind game and deception. The person gets trapped in a realm where he's basically suffering. He loses his spiritual abilities. If you think Earth was if Earth is really bad, the place he got into is even worse. He cannot spiritually he's super limited. Even his own creation cannot be happen. Even seeing visuals and stuff, he cannot do that. And in that place, they have a lot of beings. And those beings basically, they have sort of AI monitor, and this monitor is basically connected to the AI, and they literally, with all the entities that we might have here on Earth, they're tracking everyone. And if you've seen the Truman Show, oh look, they're all looking at Truman and stuff, we know what it's like. Being looked at 24/7, feeling your life is real, but it's actually just a setup, and they're gonna just watch you and having your issues, having daily stuff, and they're just gonna watch you grow and live your life, and that's a TV show. And it's the very same thing in that realm. It's the very same thing in here on Earth. They're watching us 24/7, like we're just playing out someone's game, and it's all a setup for them to be entertained. And in that realm, basically a person sees his physical body with a person with a walk-in that came into the body, and now the person got out, like walk out, the person came in, walk in. They're in two different places right now. The walkout is trapped in the place against his own will. I mean, like more like he thought it's gonna be a wonderland where he can play for a while and then come back to his physical body. But it all was a deception, a lies, and now he's trapped in a realm where he cannot do anything. He cannot get out of body. He cannot do anything. He's trapped completely. And so in there, he has a screen like a TV show, and he's watching his physical body. He's watching the body, and it's a torture. Like, hey, look, there was a life you wanted to have. There were people you made choices with, like, in your past. You've talked with people and you say, like, all of us will meet here on Earth. We're going to have a family. We're going to live together. And we're going to make it work. And those people agree. They come over here. And, like, at some point in life, because of your agreements, you're going to meet. And, like, you might make a family. You might have kids and stuff. And all of those, like, are the people you've made connections with. Boom. And now you're trapped. The people will be looking for you, thinking, like, oh, it's you. And they don't know that. So basically the person is trapped watching his own movie and, like, going crazy. Like, my purpose, everything I was supposed to be, all of that, all decisions I've made before coming here on Earth has gone in vain. And so the person has these very strong urges of getting his physical body back because of the agreements, because of the life choices he's made, because of the beings he was supposed to meet, different sort of things. And he has his own mission. Like, you come here, some beings might have a purpose. Like, I need to be here for this and that. Like, and some people, they don't have one. It's all fake, So for different people, it's different. Like, I cannot say, like, if you don't have a purpose or feel like you're still looking for it, it's okay. So, no worries. Going back to the case, basically the person is so trapped and looking for his body that energetically he gets out of that prison energetically. And if you get out of body, if you are able to leave consciously, if you go in the astral, if you leave the body, it's basically you're leaving the trace of energy. You're leaving a little bit of you. And of course, you got to be aware, like, once you get out of body, you can be followed. And you have to be aware of what's going on. Like, you can leave a trace of energy. It's natural. Like, you walk in city, you walk in the mud, you leave your footsteps. People can track you. A dog can smell you, like stuff like that. So in the multiverse, it's even more simple. Just the track of your energy, just the track of where you were and who you are. And basically, you can literally open the sort of, imagine like bionic eye, as if you were Google Maps or something, and you had an enhancement where every person has a specific color and a number, and it's pitch black, just like cosmos, whatever. You're looking in there, and you turn on your visuals where every person has a color and a number. And there's billions of these colors and lines tracking. It's just like, if you've seen these videos of time lapses, when the car goes, the light leaves the line. It's very similar when in the multiverse. You teleport or something, you leave the line of your travels. So they can track you. And, like, it's simple. It's not a thing where you have to be afraid, because you can either recreate, like, sort of undo your track, or even, like, cover it up, or make a thing like where they cannot follow you, make a thing where even if you're followed, no one can harm you, like tons of things. But it's a whole different subject. So the walkout who's trapped in this realm is so after his physical body, after his purpose on Earth and stuff, he's so wanting to get back that his energy, part of his energy, like consciousness, shifts, and most of him is still trapped in that realm, but part of him is out. And if the line of energy of another person would be like a rope, then he's clinging to that energy and just pulling it and like just trying to get to that person, just trying to get to his physical body. With that, what he's doing, he's sort of getting or draining the energy of the person in the physical Earth. And that's the whole case, like why the person contacted me, like, hey, I feel like really drained, I don't have energy throughout the day, I feel like really sunked out. No matter what I do, I can have a healthy diet, I can work out every day, I can do tons of things. I'm feeling drained as can be. And, you can look at the psychological aspects, his physical body aspects and stuff. And eventually, like, doctors say, like, hey, everything's fine. The work was fine, you eat healthy and stuff. Everything's fine, you're not supposed to feel that way. And they can find a nice solution. And it's actually a spiritual thing. There are lots of beings out there who are draining him and getting his energy and stuff. And that's just one party. There's just one party, the walkout, who wants to get his body back, and he's just trying to get his energy. So that's one case. And now I'm talking to the walk-in, the person who's having the issues, who's here on Earth. Basically, that walk-in, since he's more enlightened, more the being who's more aware and stuff, I'm looking at this case of who he was in the past, and I'm like, whoa, this person, this being, is freaking great at creating things. He's really, really good at manifesting, creating, giving energy and stuff. And if you would compare who he is as a being, if the physical body would be the vessel of a cup, for example, a cup, right? Cool. It's big cup. Wow. And then his body is like a cup. That's a vessel. And you can imagine that the vessel is basically that little big, and his energy, who he is for real, is like a desert. It's like desert sand, Sahara Desert, just choose the biggest desert in the world. You look at that, tons of sands, and you're just with a cup and that's it. You're filled, but there's tons more, there's just tons. So for that being, he needs to store all of his energy, all of his beingness of who he is in that one cup. And that's a hardship. As he's coming here on Earth, all of he's supreme being, it's just amazing how powerful he is, how much he's doing and stuff. And he comes here on Earth as a walk-in, but he gets deceived as well. So he's not coming here purposefully, oh, I'm gonna get this, I wanna be a walk-in, I wanna get the body that's already there. That wasn't his goal. As a powerful being, he already knew about Earth. He already knew about the way of agreements, about the way they trap everyone. And he was so powerful, so knowledgeable, that he had a way to incarnate and come on Earth without having to agree to anything. He would have been free of all agreements. He would have had all of his abilities. And so that's where Archons are whoa, we're gonna be fucked. We're not gonna survive if he comes here. So their big plan is, choose, what is this? What the fuck is this? Sorry. But, so Archons, basically, they make a trap, hey, we're gonna be messed over. If he comes here, we have to deceive him. So the plan is, they come here, they pretend to be spirit guides, loving beings, and they're hey, look, why do you want to incarnate? You're just gonna have to start everything from scratch and work your life and stuff. Look, take that body. It's already there. It's ready. The person just left. You can come in. You have to do it. Just come on, hurry up. You're gonna have your goal and everything done faster. So the person gets deceived. He's oh, okay. And for a moment, he said he agreed, and he went through the back door. But eventually, with his abilities, he could have incarnated without having to agree to the system, because he knew the ways to beat the whole game. And he gets deceived with the whole story. He gets trapped because for a moment there, wasn't unconscious, he was pushed. It's you're out in traffic, you're making decisions, and you have this car tailgating, you have lots of people going, and they're just driving you crazy. You're oh, come on, I'm gonna get out of the way so that they could go, because it's really messing with you and how you're driving. So you get out of the road. Same thing, for a moment, you've lost it. You lost, it was just driving you crazy. So the same way, once, you're trying to incarnate, and some beings can, come on, and they're, pushing you, messing with you to the point where for a moment, for a mere second, for, a little bit, you become unaware of your real goal, you become annoyed, and they get you. That's all they needed. All they needed was for you to get a little bit unconscious of your real goal. A little bit unconscious of what you wanted to do. And once they get that, you've fallen for it. You're trapped. And that mere second where you said oh, okay, yeah, just stop. Just stop talking. Stop messing with me. Yes, I'm going to do it, but just give me a moment. And that yes. That one yes. He goes through the back door. He goes through that sort of back door where he can get the body. And what you would call, I don't know, a policeman, watchman, sentinel, whatever, of this, place. There's a being who stops him, makes him agree to lots of things on Earth, wipes his mind, and he comes in, and he's trapped. And a powerful being that had a way of, incarnating on Earth without all of these agreements, powerful being who could have made a lot of choices, powerful being, for a moment, loses consciousness. Loses his true goal because, you're just being pushed. You're being, a lot of different parties talking to you, and you're you wanted to stop for a moment, stop! And that, little intention goes there instead of here where you were supposed to go, and they get you. That's all they need. your little agreement, your little attention job. And once, if you're unaware, like, how come Archons are so strong? How can they get us on Earth? We're so powerful beings. Yeah, we're powerful, but we're dumb. We are dumb as a rock. If you would look at the reptilians, their IQ reaches like 9,000 or like 900, like whatever, just like really high. You look at Archons, they have high IQ. Like, Draconians, like all these Dragon Queens and stuff, they have freaking high IQ. Human beings, like, freaking low. And we think like we're the most powerful beings here? We think like so high level stuff, like fuck that. So, that being said, basically the person who wanted to incarnate on Earth without all the rules gets trapped, gets baited, he agrees to stuff, he is mind wiped, he loses his memory, he comes here on Earth, he lives his life, and he has the memories of the body, of the body that he had, like, the decisions, like, of the walkout, like, I need to meet my family, I need to take care of the people around me, I need to do this and that, and so the person lives life and like just does all the things that the walkout wanted to happen. It's like, before you leave, for the people who might think about suicide, who might think about leaving this place and never coming back, with getting out of body and stuff, different scenarios, you might want to be like, okay, if someone else takes my body, I want you to take care of my family, I want you to do this and that, and you make a decision because for yourself, you don't want other people to feel pain. You don't want other things to be affected in a negative way, and you ask a walk-in to take care of those things for you, just like, hey, just a little thing, you're gonna be here anyway, you can do your goal and you can do your missions and stuff, but just like small little thing, please stay with this family. And, it's okay, it's totally okay. But with all that, once the walk-in comes in, without his memories, without his abilities, he's trapped, like, in this body with the agreements of this physical body that they had, and the new agreements that the Sentinels made them to make and stuff. There it is. He lived his life 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years later, however long, you were feeling like drained every day. You're feeling like, life has no purpose, you still can't find anything, and all that. And of course, it's like basically multiple personality disorder. One personality has this, and they're different. But the walkout, the being that was here before, have made certain decisions, have had certain goals and stuff. And as a walk-in, you come in with a whole different mindset, but you agree to that because you forgot your original stuff, and I feel like failed purpose. And failed purpose is a thing that can cause you depression, making you feel like, you're dead and stuff. And like walking on Earth, living here, like, what's the meaning to it all? Like, I have no purpose. I'm just like doing everyday's life, playing the system role, like, all those things. And this is really messed up. And the thing is, like, you can have a goal, you can have a mindset of what you want to do, and your purpose, you might think of it like, I just want to help people. I want to become a doctor. I want to do this. You can think it up for yourself. Doesn't matter. But the person that gets stopped again and again and again and again, the person who gets stopped tons of times, eventually loses his purpose, loses his passion, and gets trapped in that sort of depression, like the agony mindset where nothing is working. He just gives up on life. And boom, his passion, his life, his energy just drops. So you have to revitalize it and like get it back, but that's a whole different subject. So anyway, person is living a life where he has no purpose, he's feeling drained all the time, like no energy, and that was like an amazing thing. In the whole process of being a walk-in, having to make agreements, being stopped and stuff, those Sentinels knew what kind of being it is. They knew who's coming here on Earth. They knew what's gonna happen to them. And their measures are like, okay, we're gonna be messed up. We have to make him agree to stuff, but as I mentioned, if his vessel is a cup, and that's a cup within a whole desert, and that whole desert, all the sand, is all his energy, all his beingness, all his creation and stuff, he has all that. And Sentinels, like policemen, whatever you call them, basically the beings that stop him from like, coming here like freely, they're like, okay, we're gonna make him agree to stuff, but if, all these metaphors and weird ways of explaining, if you're a being whose power is like unlimited, like imagine your energy as water, and you have infinite amount of water, like you just like thousands, billions of gallons of water, like it's everywhere. And when you need to do something, you use billions of gallons right away. Like, just like you have infinite, like, you use your energy in tons of ways. What they do once you incarnate, once you get the walk-in and stuff, they turn off the valve. If you could flow your energy freely, the valve is being turned down, and now instead of thousands and billions of gallons, it's just dripping, drip, drip, drip. So that's your energy. That infinite becomes one dripping little thing at a time. And that's your energy. This is who you are. Limited as can be. They fractured his soul, all of his being that he was as a major, it's just amazing being. He's being fractured in tons of pieces. He loses his energetic, his passion and stuff, his tons of passion, personalities, different things. He loses it, and he becomes this limited thing. And he gets in the body without a memory, without remembering who he was in the past, without all of his great goals, all of his personality, abilities and stuff. And he gets into this body and lives a life. And the moment he wonders why was it like this? I work out, I eat healthy, I do tons of things, and still I don't feel energy, and still I feel like this. And so I get out of body to scan what happened, and I see the scenario where the walk-in was a deception, the walk-out was a deception. Both parties get messed over. They their life is really, really crappy. They lose their personalities, they lose their abilities. They're really messed over, and it's all because the Archons are afraid of us. We have abilities to change everything. We have abilities to manifest tons of things, and with all the whole great war going out there, they're really afraid of beings like us. And some beings choose to come here on Earth to make huge impact, and they can do that. But Archons, having this huge fear of us, they want to limit us in every way possible. With their incarnation and all these agreements, with coming back here, pretending that karma is a thing, we just agree to that, and they're just trying to spin a story where they make us feel guilty, they make us agree to things, they make us keep coming back here, play for some weird reasons they told us to play. We have to be good people, and if we ever say something bad, if we ever cuss, if we ever do anything that's negative, we're gonna reincarnate and get trapped again, and we need to make it better every single time. And while the real bad people are pedophile, they have the whole pedophilia ring, they're killing people, sacrificing people, the whole adrenochrome thing, they have tons of things happening. No one's judging them. They're all fine. Where's karma there? There is no karma. They can I believe that if all the elite would die out and they would be free, they would have nothing bad happening to them. They would be completely free. There's no one coming there to judge them, no one coming there to see hey, you've been a really bad person, you've been involved in pedophilia, you've been involved with stealing, killing and stuff, you have to reincarnate. That will not happen to them. I really don't think so. I might be completely wrong, but it's just in my subjective opinion, I don't think that karma is a thing, and if all elite does all the stuff to us, if they can mess with people, create all the viruses to kill out people, they're gonna do that. They're gonna die, and they're free, and they can do whatever. They can reincarnate and stuff. We have one of the royals from the UK. I don't think it was Prince Charles, one higher Philip, I guess. I don't know, one of those princes. He said when he dies, he wants to reincarnate as a massive virus and kill out humanity. Where's karma there? He was a bad person before he died. He wants to reincarnate and be even worse and just kill out everyone. Where's karma there? Where are you gonna fix your mistakes? Is all their mindset of depopulation, killing everyone, enslaving everyone? And I'm just on a rant here. They're just really afraid of us, and they're trying to create the system in a way where they can limit us in lots of ways. The whole walk-in situation, I wouldn't say you have to be afraid of it, you have to be afraid of messed over. It's just be conscious of it. Be conscious of who you're talking to, be conscious of what's going on. It's you're on the traffic. The whole, you're coming here on Earth, and before coming here on Earth, or reincarnating, there's a huge highway. There's this huge, massive highway, and a lot of things happening all at once, and you're just one little car, going, there are tons of cars and tons of people, just imagine they don't have to beep on you, they can talk to you telepathically. And you're just trying to get into your body, just trying to, oh, look, there's a perfect vessel, I can come here and incarnate and start everything from scratch. And there's billions of voices in your head, hurry up, do this, and now, go there. And you're just you're just trying to stay focused on your line and just drive nicely, but there's tons of things affecting you. And you just want them to shut up, just to stay quiet so that you could reach your destination and be nice. And that's all that happens. They make you to read the tons of things, they make you do, make dumb decisions and stuff. And this whole metaphor, I'm using it weirdly, but just imagine how easy it is to distract us, to make us to read the things, to make us distracted from our goal, and to yell out, stop, do this and that, and maybe they're okay, just fine, but just let me do this thing. And that agreement that you make, that's all it takes. It's all it takes to mess us over. So the whole walk in and walk out, I would not say that it's really dangerous. You can always find beings who will come here willingly to help you out, to take care of your family, different things, and do big things. But you have to be aware of who you're talking to. You have to be aware of beings that are there, their real intentions, and it's eventually your call. They're like, of course, it sounds like a horrible story. Like, it is. Like, it's really interesting experience. It's like, makes sense why it happens, how it happens and stuff, and like, I just get a massive understanding of just like connecting the dots of like the whole universe and what happens. But this whole like talk about like walk in, walk out, is it dangerous or not? I think it all depends on you, who you are as a being, and your understanding. Because you can actually get out safely without having to agree to anyone. You probably will not meet those spirit guys that pretend like, the entities that were pretend to be spirit guys that actually deceive people. And you can actually do things really. So that being said, I think it's all up to you if you want to try out this thing, walk in, walk out situation. But all the same thing, more information for you. If you are researching these topics, let me know if you've heard of something familiar, if you've seen anything similar in your out-of-body experiences, if you've read about it and stuff. Let me know. I'm interested to hear your opinion, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.